All right. It's market update. Here we go. It's almost time for the peeps. Easter's coming. Everything's happening. But I want to talk to this. I want you to check out the title on what I'm talking about today on my email about Super Tuesday. Sorry, I had to look down at that. But Super Tuesday and how that's going to affect housing and what's going on with the national election. Because here's how it's going to affect it. Not at all. Except for in your mind. So many people are worried about, well, the next president will be this or do that, or what should I do now, or buy now, buy later. Well, actually, 3 or 4 years ago, it did affect how people reacted, but that was partly with COVID as well. And what happened is the rates dropped so rapidly and so far down that the market just exploded. You all remember 2020, 2021, how rates were getting down in the 4s and the 3s, the 2s. Some people were even in the 1s on refis or 15-year loans. And what happened? Well, all the inventory at that point got gobbled up. And then the buyer demand just went crazy. And now what's happening, obviously, is rates rose so dramatically, kind of the 7, 8s, even 9s for some people. And it just got to be next level to where people stopped selling because they couldn't find replacement properties that were even worth it to them, because not only was the price so high, but the interest rate was so high, it just made no sense. So right now, if I look at the stats on here, we're still at, I think, February closed as the second lowest inventory year since they've been doing records since 2004. And I think we talked about this before. We've been second place this year on a lot of stuff, but second lowest inventory again. And so going back to my original question, how is Super Tuesday and what just happened last night and going into November going to affect what happens with the market? Well, with the rates where they're at right now, and inventory being the second lowest point that it's at, the market is continuing to get hotter and hotter and hotter, and we're seeing multiple offers on properties. I just listed another property this morning. You watch the video all the way down there below. It's a great property coming up in Orange, and all I've gotten over the last 3 days from realtors is, can I get my clients in early? Even though I put notes on there saying no early entry until the open houses because we want everybody to start on that day. But that house is probably going to blow up just like our last one did, with just hundreds of people in the door. And that's what's going to happen with the market. It's not so much the elections or who you voted for or what's happening here and there, because it's going to come down to a couple things. Obviously, interest rates and inventory, because there's plenty of the buyer demand just waiting and waiting and waiting out there. And I know I've talked to a lot of my buyers, and you know who you are, and they're frustrated because they just can't get the houses that they want at the price that they want, because the prices are just moving so quickly. And I've talked to sellers as well. It's like, again, is this a good time to sell? There's just nothing on the market right now. And if you look, even people are talking to them, we're putting listings up there saying, look, I looked around my area and there's just nothing out there right now. So, expectations are high on these open houses or on these houses going on the market, but sellers are starting to see that. We are going to see some things come forward, but I do want you to look. I'm looking down here while I'm talking to you. Interest rates right now, mid-6s for some people, low 7s for others. And then obviously 15 years, we're getting out of the 5s again. So that's a very positive thing right there, a very positive indicator. But prices are definitely doing this. They are starting to rise again. And so unfortunately, this cycle has been created over the last few years of rates just plummeting and then going way up. And now, so we're kind of in a state of, are we buying or not buying? But remember, if you're buying right now, and you're able to get into the market right now, I can tell you, if the trend continues where it's at, by the end of this year, that house you purchased is probably going to have 6, 8, 10% more value to it, and so that much more equity in it if you get into the market now. If you wait till the end of the year, obviously you're grabbing at those prices and hoping that we're going to be building equity going forward. So look at all the numbers down below as usual. A lot happening with the market, obviously, as far as rates. They're kind of going like this right now, but we're looking for that inventory. That's really what we're looking to shake loose from the tree here. We're just not seeing it yet, but check out those markets there. As always, see if there's anything that you need. If I don't have your market listed there, you can email me. I can send you information on that. But stop worrying about the national election and how that's going to affect the market, because really rates are where it's at. Even if the Fed cuts rates a few times, they're not going to cut them enough to where prices are going to come down. That's not going to happen because we just don't have the inventory for it. So things to think about, of course. We talk about this every week, and it seems I just told somebody the other day, it's just a grind every week coming out here and saying the same old thing, but it's really the same old thing right now, and we're just trying to get everyone ahead of the game. So it's things to think about. Again, I keep saying that, but think about it, okay? Agent B, here to help when you're ready. I'll see ya.